to what kind of flipped the switch?
I mean, just the admittance, like coming in today, we had an opportunity to give some guys off a little bit. You know, I think in 21 days before our back-to-back, we had, or inclusive of the back-to-back, in 21 days, we had played 12 games. We were on the road for like 14 days with 2 back-to-backs. Now we got 4 games in 6 days, and so sandwiched in between, you know, you could talk to the guys and tell them when we come back, refresh, reloaded, this thing has to change defensively. And I thought, you know, the second period, they had a massive number, 38 points. They had a 38-point entire second half. You know, we were still sort of rusty offensively, I thought. But I think that the defense was pretty good tonight.
Brett, how do you cut down on Joel having 9 turnovers? Or what went wrong there?
I think it's very simple to me. When Joel has the opportunity to practice and go through shoot around and he's playing basketball, there's a feel to the sport that he inherits quite quickly. Look at what he does without really practicing much or doing shoot arounds much. Like, I'm shocked to look down and see 25 and 19. Now, the plus-minus reveals a little bit of the truest side of the story, but, you know, he just, with physically, like, we're trying to do our best to deliver him to a playoff situation in the end of the year, and it's hard to say it any other way. That's my best effort. Like, I can say post spacing, I can say, you know, shouldn't have dribbled in a crowd, but there's a feel thing and a fluid thing that he will get quick, and then look out. Right now, there is the feel side of it is difficult for him right now.
Is that part of why you're encouraging him to take so many threes? Because, I mean, even when he has a 9-turnover game, he can offset some of that with his shooting.
I wished I could say it isn't. Like, even when he's rolling, I think that he's got the ability, especially in that floor spot. Like, you look at where the large majority of his threes come from in trail, that middle cylinder, and where he's not rocket step, where he just catches it in 7-2. Like, you see what I see, and like it's almost a tremendous confliction that he's as skilled as he is, and you got to pick your poison on where you want to place him. And by and large, it's a good thing, but it's not always, you know, post-show, post-show, post-show. I think the mixture makes him incredibly unique, but it is not interconnected to he's turning it over tonight, and it's easier for him to just shoot threes. It's not that.
You're talking about him practicing certain things. Are you talking about, like, more time spent on, like, ball handling and control?
In general, practicing. You know, this season hasn't been that for Joel Embiid. It's the most unusual thing that I've ever experienced, that he's that capable and that talented to impact a game and be selected as a starter on the All-Star team with effectively not practicing with his team, you know? Like, we're really trying to preserve his health. And my message to them, and I've said it to you, is during this period, and I've learned this over many years, it's like, how do you maintain their health to deliver them to April? How do you retain their spirit, maintain their spirit? Both are very interconnected. And then how do you maintain the form of just playing good basketball? And they're all kind of intertwined. And if you can arrive to a playoff ticking those 3 boxes, they're healthy, they're cocky, their spirits are up, and they're playing good basketball, I like our chances. I think that we can go into the playoffs and be something a little bit unique.
Is this something where it's primarily because he's never played as many minutes, or can you see him practicing more in future years?
I do. I think in future years, for sure. For sure. Like, we're navigating this year, and we're learning some things. I think that Joel, you know, is so competitive that he wants to play every game and wants to play back-to-backs. And it's a little bit pulling teeth right now of deciding what game is he going to sit. You know, we got a back-to-back coming up. Nothing's been decided. and trying to respect his voice. It's his body. He feels himself. He's put in physically. He looks good. It's not like he's overweight. He's cut up. He looks good. But the feel of the game, the flow of the sport, can catch playing in a crowd. It's not comfortable at times. Because of that, I believe.
How do you decide when he practices it? Is it just a feel thing? Is there a science?
It's a collaborative thing. It's led by Joel Embiid. Supported by the medical staff, listened to by me. I'm a recipient of news. And I've learned that I should be a recipient. I don't fight it. I listen, and I listen to him. And we should all be thrilled that he's ours, that he's having the season that he's having, with the knowledge of, watch out, look what he can be. Like, really, look what he can be once he starts interacting and practicing with his team and getting his health where everybody's comfortable.
I'm not sure if you talked about this because I just came in, but before the game, Ben was saying that he feels like there may be some mental fatigue setting in, and then he goes out and has a game like this with 0 turnovers. What do you see from him, on both ends of that?
That I wish he was more mentally fatigued in the future. He, how about that? 15 assists, no turnovers. I thought he was great tonight. He really was something unique with the pace that he played, finding shooters. We really got something out of Marco. JJ, had a down game. Marco came in, and that's the beauty of, the Marco JJ decision we've experienced with Dario and Irsan, similar type of thing. But Ben was fantastic tonight.
His turnovers have been trending in the right direction for a little while now.
Yeah.
Is that maybe a rookie point guard growing? How much of that is improved spacing around him?
I think it's a rookie point guard growing. I think it's a prideful player that understands as a team, and with Joel and Ben, that they have to own some of that. I think that the comfort level of knowing where he can most impact the game, and when we post him, where are his outlets. I thought he had some exceptional passes with his back to the basket and picking off a gym as, blind defenders lost their man. I think it's a combination of a few of those things that we've seen in the reduction of his turnovers.
Is Joel the only one, barring guys that aren't active, is he the only one that's sitting out practices and shoot around on a regular basis?
Yeah, and everybody should hear that this is a smart thing. It's a really smart thing that our medical staff and Joel are experiencing in kind of real time. He's playing basketball. How many minutes did he play tonight? 31 minutes, and we go back 26, and I mean, come on now, he's ours, and it's just he's gonna be off the charts special and off the charts good when he gets into a true basketball life. Right now, it's not that.
How rare is it to have 3 guys like you have, 20, 24, 23 and under, leading on them the way you have this season, and where you're going?
Well, it is rare. I mean, let's forget my voice. Let's go back and tick boxes of situations where this has happened. But I feel that we're all going to ride this roller coaster. It comes with pain. We know that. There's some ups and downs. But they do care. They do coexist extremely well. And most importantly, there's a competitive side that attracts me with the group. Our 30 assists, is an example of, we share the ball, we get along, and there's a competitiveness defensively that they're buying into and beginning to hold each other more accountable. Thanks, everybody.